And welcome back. Today was day 2 of the South Dakota Class B Amateur Baseball Tournament, and the first 2 games went on without a problem. But the nightcap games ran into a little foe called Mother Nature. And the weather was looking good at the start of the Minnow versus Clear Lake game, and in the second inning, Minnow's Macon Oblinger would fly out to right field, but he would get out, and that would be enough to bring a run in as Minnow takes the lead 1-0. We're going to stay in the second because Minnow's wasn't done. Tate Bruckner lines one to right to the second baseman, and he'd had trouble fielding in. That error allows another Minnow run to score, and they will lead 2-0 after the second. In the third, more of the same from Minnow's. This time, Dylan Lier lines it right to the third baseman, and another fielding error for Clear Lake, and Minnow would take advantage and get their third run of the game, but that is where the game would be stopped because of severe weather was rolling through, and Minnow and Clear Lake will resume tomorrow at 1 p.m. at Drake Field. And after their conclusion of that game, Garrison and Groton will play right after them again at Drake Field. And earlier in the day, Mount Vernon defeated Larchwood 4-3 with 3 runs in the 9th, and Millbank beat Chamberlain 5-1. Millbank pitcher Taylor Berger pitched a complete game. Now, the Augustana softball team took over Target Field tonight as the Twins recognized the team for winning their second softball national championship. And head coach Greta Melstead was bestowed with the honor of throwing out the first pitch, which came with some perks like getting her own Twins jersey and an official Major League Baseball. And Melstead says she's been training for her solo moment on the mound for quite a while.
You know, for the last, 4 months, I've been throwing every single day. No, I haven't done anything except for I threw yesterday off the mound on that little video, and that's about it.
Okay, now you guys be the judge with me. I give that that's about an 8 out of 10 right there. That's a good first pitch. As you heard her, she hasn't been pitching that much, but maybe she could bring the Twins a little bit of luck and snap this 3-game losing streak. Top of the 5th, Twins down 1-0, and Cleveland's Carlos Santana hits a roller to center field, and that brings in a run. Cleveland scored 5 runs in the 5th, and they would lead 6-0 after the inning. Bottom of the 5th, Twins still looking for any type of momentum. Jason Castro gives them a little bit of life with the solo homer, but that would be short-lived because the Twins would only go on to score 1 more run in this game as they lose 6-2. And what that means is that loss means that the Indians and the Twins are now tied for first place, and Game 3 tomorrow will be for sole possession of first place, and that game is at 6:10. And the Vikings play their first. The Lincoln Salt Dogs and the Canaries were also doing battle tonight, but the Canaries fell 3-0. The Vikings play their first preseason game tonight against the New Orleans Saints, and this game could be a proving grounds for many of the rookies. And after the game, the coaching staff is going to shorten their lineup significantly within the next week, and if the rookies come out and lay an egg, that means that he might be cleaning out his locker, and being under those first preseason game lights can be pretty nerve-wracking, which is why it's so important to have veterans in the locker room to lean on.
Going on my 5th year, I'm not saying I'm old, but I got some experience, and I know what it's like going through camp, and I know what it's like being a young guy. So as far as like leading by example, being there for them, leaning, they can lean on you.
I try to do everything that I can to help these guys, whether it's study habits, practice habits, things I do to take care of my body. Any questions they may have, guys always help me out, so I want to make sure I help our young guys out as well.
And the Vikings would beat the Saints 34-25. Kirk Cousins actually did play a little bit in this game, going 4 for 4 with a touchdown pass, and Bridgewater for the Saints got the start. Drew Brees did not play, and he threw 1 touchdown pass as well. And Renner has been living by the phrase win or go home for a couple days now at the Central Plains Regional Tournament. And even though the team hasn't been playing to their potential, Coach Jack Van Leur still believes his team will find ways to win.
The way we won games in the state tournament was clean defensively, throwing a lot of strikes, and then just getting a big timely hit when we needed it. And so far this tournament, we haven't played that way. But, the nice thing about this team is they're very resilient, and they're able to win these games in so many different ways.
In their second elimination game of the tournament, Renner was taking on Edina, and Edina would start it off in the second with a 6-4-3 double play and we will remain scoreless in this game until the 4th inning, and that's when Renner was able to load up the bases, and up steps Sam Stukel. He steps up to the plate, and he's going to lay down a base hit, bringing in their first run of the game. And Andy Mullen, he was able to slide home, and Renner tacked on 2 more runs in the 4th before bringing out Will Washingberger, who still with the bases loaded, hit one right over into deep right field. That brings in 3 runs, and Renner scores 6 in the 4th to break it wide open, but Edina would come back and score 5 runs in the top of the 5th, but Renner was able to hang on 6-5. And they're going to play Appleton and Excelsior tomorrow, but that game got canceled because of a lightning delay, and that's going to do it for sports. We'll be back in a little bit.